NATF was founded in May of 2006 by Dr. Goldhaber, Art Sasahara, John Finikos, and Jawed Farid.
Venous thromboembolism needed its own organization really to educate healthcare providers and the public, and we decided we needed to step into action.
When Sam was a resident, he spent 3 months with me at the West Roxbury Veterans Administration Hospital. He became interested in what I was doing because there were so few people involved in venous thromboembolism.
We've known about pulmonary embolism and deep vein thrombosis for more than 100 years, but unlike heart attack or stroke or AIDS or cancer, there had been very little awareness of venous thromboembolism. Our first program was the Thrombosis Summit in September. We had our desired mix of healthcare providers, patients, families, and the public, and it was a spectacular success.
There's an educational component to it, there is a collegial component to it, and then most importantly, NATF, the people have fun. They're fun to hang around with and they're fun to be with.
The educational programs that we do at NATF are a very critical part of educating our members. What makes us unique is the fact that we're able to actually cater to patients, providers, family, and other healthcare professionals. Over time, we've actually learned that patients have so much to teach us that we want to put them on stage with our experts. They make it real for our audience.
So there's been tremendous advances in atrial fibrillation. There's been a lot of excitement, but also a lot of confusion among patients and physicians about how best to care for patients with atrial fibrillation. We developed this idea to get everyone together in the same room, and we actually put those discussions into a document that would help walk through both patients and physicians to all of the common questions and scenarios. And so what we really hope is that the AF Action Initiative is really just the beginning. And this is an iterative process where we can bring together the same people and update recommendations in real time.
Some have asked me what keeps me engaged with NATF, and first and foremost, it's the patients.
The Patient Advocacy Committee is a small subset of both patients and healthcare providers. We have a couple of different projects. Some are ongoing and some are new and standalone programs. The Patient Advocacy Committee have put together a Speakers Bureau program where we send an expert into the community to a church or a council on aging or really any group that wants to be educated on stroke prevention or VTE.
There's really been a huge initiative to actually go out into the community. We really are empowering patients with knowledge so that they can become active and confident participants in their care.
The other main component of NATF is the support groups. This is a question of patients coming together.
The continued success of our live in-person support groups speaks to the emotional support that patients need.
I see some of these patients who come in and they're just so visibly nervous and they have all these questions that they've prepared, and it's really probably the highlight of their week to be able to come and see other people and get that comfort and ask questions, and that's when I see a lot of the differences that we're making.
I was originally diagnosed with a pulmonary emboli. There's a fear factor here where you just mostly a lack of familiarity with what since then I found out so many people have had to endure and deal with and manage and continue to enjoy great lives. One of the first things you realize that when you walk into that Tuesday evening session is that you're not alone in this.
You can almost feel the sighs of relief when the newer patient walks in and sees, they're looking around at everybody to see, are they okay? Are they looking, different? To see that, yes, they're okay, and, you're gonna be okay too. That's, priceless.
We started these online support groups. They're starting to grow. We're getting more and more people each month. We've had people from the Middle East register, people from Europe register, people from Iowa register. We are starting to see that more international presence.
There was a teenager stricken with a massive pulmonary embolism. His family is a family of cardiologists, and they were able to get this new device flown in and save his life. And from this experience, the Georgia Thrombosis Forum, or GTF, was founded. Most of those involved are teenagers or young college students. This is really going to be our future. The 10th anniversary celebration really marks an important milestone. We've made progress, but I think that we have a lot more work to do in the field. We're going to expand the number of educational programs that we do. We're going to reach out more into community-based services. We're going to use the web and social media to get our messages across. We're going to double down on the patient advocacy that we do.
In 5 years, I really hope to see a lot of growth. I think that we can get more volunteers. Involving volunteers really helps to expand reach.
I would like to believe that we're going to be around for a long, long time. I hope that the patients remain the focus of our activities. If you can carve out some time, come to our educational programs, the different advocacy support groups. What a great opportunity to spend extra time towards something that's valuable.
We can get other people to give some time, bring their experience, whatever talent they have, to help NATF. Obviously, the annual fund is wonderful, and we need it. We're developing educational programming for patient support, specific education around awareness of blood clots. We are focusing on stroke prevention. Most recently, we have added a component on women's health. I can't think of a better place to invest generosity than in education around these kinds of topics. When you stumble onto something where you can make a difference in somebody else's life, that's a pretty significant opportunity.
What a great story, you know? And it's been a great ride. It's been a wicked lot of fun.